Hello everyone and welcome to this brand new video from Venytech Consultancy. This is the first video of our fundamental knowledge series of SAP. So in today's session we are going to dive deep into the journey of SAP implementations. So this session is especially for the students who are new to SAP and learning any functional or technical modules in SAP. This is also relevant for those who are into SAP but they don't understand the technical terms such as ASAP, Activate, SIT, UIT, data mocks. So please don't worry, we are here to demystify all those terms for you, and you can think of this particular session as your trusty map to understand what exactly the activities that they do while implementing SAP ECC or SAP S/4HANA. So even before going into what is Activate and what is ASAP, let us understand what exactly is the methodology. So methodology is nothing but a structured plan for building up a software. This is something you can consider like a roadmap guiding us through each and every phase of a software development from ideation till launch. So in standard terms, software development methodology is called Software Development Lifecycle. In short, they also call it SDLC. So SDLC is always distributed in phases, different phases. So on a standard note, those phases are planning, analysis, design, development, testing, deployments and maintenance. So when it comes to all these phases, each phase has a role to play. So the first phase is planning. This is the very foundation stage where project roadmap is defined, and the key activities as a standard what they do are identifying the project goals and the key requirements, estimating the resources such as time, budget, people, how much time it is going to take to develop the software, how much budget it may take, and what all people do we need in order to develop this particular software. With these resources, they define the project deliverables and the success criteria for each of the following phases. The second phase in SDLC is analysis. This phase is all about gathering detailed information and understanding the end user needs. So the key activities what they do are requirement gathering through the interviews, workshops and user stories, analyzing the feasibility and potential risk of the project, and defining the system specification and functionalities. The third phase is design. Here is where the blueprint for the software is created. The key activities of design phases are designing the system architecture, user interface and user experience, defining the data structure and databases, creating detailed technical specification and documentation. After that, the fourth phase is development phase, and this is the phase where actually coding starts. And the key activities people do in this particular phases are developers start writing the code based on the design specification. They do unit testing of individual code modules to ensure they functions correctly, and integration testing to ensure different components work together seamlessly. Development phase come to a certain stage, then a QA, the testing phase starts. Testing is the fifth phase. So QA assurance takes center stage in this particular phase to identify any bugs and fix the bugs. So the key activities of this particular phases are the QA team do manual testing to simulate the real world use cases. They do automated testing using specialized tools to identify functionality and performing issues. Once the bugs are identified and reported to the developers, they fix the bug. Once the bugs are fixes and reported to the testing that the bugs are fixes, then testing team do the regression testing to ensure those bug fixes haven't caused any new problems to the software. Once the testing team gives the green light, so the sixth phase is deployment phase. So this is the go live time. So the software is released to the users. So what they do, they install the software on the user system or deploy into the cloud. They provide user training and they do documentation. They do perform final acceptance testing by the users to ensure the system meets their needs. seventh and the last phase of SDLC is maintenance. The software doesn't disappear after the deployment, it needs ongoing care. So what is the ongoing care that is needed during the maintenance phase? The first and important activity is fixing the bugs and addressing any issues that are reported by the end users. Updating the software to keep the pace with the changing technology and security threats, and if time demands, they do also implement new features and functionalities based on the user feedback. So it is also important to note that the specific phase and activities within SDLC can vary depending on the chosen methodology and the complexity of the project. So some methodologies might combine phases or have additional ones specific to the user approach. So now let us go into the understanding the main contenders of our session, that are ASAP and Activate. Now we have covered the different stages of project lifecycle called SDLC. Now let us talk about how to get your SAP up and running in your business. We will compare two popular methods, the two big contenders, SAP ASAP and SAP Activate. So meet the players. First up, we have SAP ASAP, which means Accelerated SAP. Think of it as the reliable veteran. ASAP lays everything out step by step, like a clear roadmap. It's been around for a while and has a good track record of getting SAP working smoothly on companies' computers and in your office. But the limitation of SAP ASAP is this is not meant for cloud deployments. Now let us meet the newcomer, SAP Activate. SAP Activate is all about speed. It breaks things down into smaller and easier to handle pieces so you can see the results faster. It also comes with a pre-built setting to save your time and save your efforts. Plus, Activate gets your team involved right from the start, making sure everyone's is on the same page when it's a go time. Breaking down the phases. Alright, let's see how these two methods actually work step by step. First is SAP ASAP. The first phase in SAP ASAP is project preparation. This is like setting the stage for your project, similar to the discover and prepare phase in Activate. The second phase in ASAP is blueprint design. Here you map out exactly how you want your SAP system to work, defining the target state through workshops and configuration. Activate replaces this with explore phase. Realization. In this stage, you actually build and set up your SAP system based on your blueprint. This is similar to the realize phase in Activate. Final preparation is the next phase. This is where you test everything, train your team, and get ready to launch, similar to the deploy phase in Activate. Go live and support. Finally, you turn on your SAP system, make sure everything runs smoothly, and keep things running well over time, just like the run phase in Activate. SAP Activate, the current methodology. The first phase in SAP Activate is discover. Here you identify your business needs and explore how SAP can help you meet those needs that are discovered. The second phase is prepare. This is where you set up your project, define the scope of what needs to be done, and gather your team's resources. The next phase is explore. In this step, you analyze how well your business needs match up with how SAP usually works, focusing on the best practices. The next phase is realize. Now you actually build up and configure your SAP system based on your defined requirements. The next phase is deploy. Here you prepare to turn on your system, move your data over, and do some final testing. The last phase in SAP Activate is run. Just like ASAP, this is where you manage your live system, help your team if they get stuck, and keep improving things over the time. Key differences to methodologies. So what makes these two methods different? The first thing is focus. Activate uses pre-built settings and best practices, while ASAP lets you design your system exactly how you want it. Speed. Activate breaks things down into smaller steps and get your results faster. ASAP follows a more traditional step-by-step approach. Where you work. Activate works for cloud, office computers, or a mix of both. ASAP was mostly designed for office computers. Choosing your champion. So, which method is right for you? If you are sticking with old system, if you are using your older SAP system, ASAP might still work for you, but you might need to make some adjustment to it. It could also be a good fit for complex projects if you like the step-by-step approach. If you are going with a new hotness, if you are implementing S4 HANA, then SAP Activate is the way to go. It's built specifically for this system, SAP S4 HANA, and its faster approach is good fit for a simpler projects too. Beyond ASAP and Activate, there is one more methodology that SAP has recently launched, which is SAP Launch. There is actually one more method to consider. If you are going all in on cloud with SAP, there is a streamlined approach called SAP Launch. This skips some of the planning step of Activate to get you up and running even faster in cloud. So we will cover more about SAP Launch in our upcoming video. Till then, please stay tuned with us.